what about a case like Chris Brown? We mentioned Chris Brown, where there's no dispute of guilt, right?
Look, Chris Brown, and Chris would tell you this, and so I'm not revealing attorney-client. That might be your way.
Okay, no, I understand.
Chris has said, first time we met, and mind you, the phone call I got was on the morning of the Grammys, and a buddy of mine called and said, this Chris Brown is, the LAPD's looking for him. Rihanna is the complaining witness / victim. I hung up the phone, went into my then 17-year-old daughter's bedroom, kind of said, honey, who is Chris Brown and what is a Rihanna?
Wow.
And she said, Dad, you're such a loser. He immediately wanted to make amends. He felt horrible. It was awful. He was a young guy. I mean, he was 18 years old. He was the same age as my kids.
What does make amends mean, though?
Make amends mean he felt horrible.
Right, but I mean, do you make amends through the legal system or through...
Either, any way you want. I mean, if I have to plead guilty, if I have to do whatever, I'm willing to do it. And I told him no. I said, you wait and let me work through this thing, and which he did, he was patient. He's grown now over the last 4 or 5 years that I've known him through this case, to the point where I really am proud of where he is. And I spoken as recently as 2 months ago with Rihanna when she was in the office.
Why was Rihanna in the office? She
was there that day, wanted to go to court with him, show her support.
Okay.
And
they were together then?
Yeah, they were together. And
they were a couple at that point.
They were a couple at that point. I assume they were a couple. They looked like they were a couple.
Oh, now you're getting lawyerly on me, man. You were honest for like 10 seconds.
Exactly. Then I said, well, maybe this is work product. But, I said to her the same thing. You wouldn't be here if you didn't think that there was a significant change and grip in him. And she said, absolutely not. She's no fool. This is a strong, very strong woman. There's nothing retiring about her.
Yeah.
She's not anybody's idea of a battered woman. In terms of the syndrome, so to speak.
Yeah.
So, if she can see that change in him, and I can see that change in him, those who don't know him, and mind you, like I say, she's known him for longer than I have, but I've known him for 5 years in a multitude of different situations. This kid is a really good guy. I just can't emphasize enough to you how strongly I feel for this kid. I really do. I treat him literally like he's a nephew or a son.
Well, your nephew, and I got to change.
I say this, he's like my 19-year-old son, except with a whole lot more money.
I was going to say.